Yumite and vamped different players' narrative eye. Oh god, now that I've clickbaited you into watching this, what do I talk about now? One of the most influential games of the last generation was Dark Souls, which spawned a new subgenre itself called Souls-like. Really guys, you couldn't think of a better name? We've seen games that are, let's just say, inspired by it, but this isn't the first time that has happened. We've seen many games that pretty much ushered in a new genre themselves. The original Doom is known for creating the first-person genre. Metal Gear Solid in 1998 solidified the stealth genre. Symphony of the Night and Super Metroid's unique world design made other games become Metroidvanias. Demon's Souls did the asynchronous multiplayer first, but it gained popularity with Dark Souls. One could say it inspired the social aspect of connecting players with each other to help find actual secrets or warn them about an ambush. The magic of Dark Souls though is not the challenging boss fights or its punishing difficulty or even corpse running. It's actually the obtuse nature and level design of its cryptic world. The asynchronous multiplayer adds to the gameplay, helping you discover and explore this twisted world of Lordran, which most games just forgot about. Death Stranding is said to usher in a new genre with its social strand system, but is it really a new genre in itself? I can't think of a segue, but there's none in Death Stranding too, so let's keep on keeping on. Death Stranding's main gameplay has you reconnecting a desolate America to the chiral network and delivering cargo to do so. The vast majority of the missions are about delivering cargo from point A to point B by traversing through the rough terrain filled with challenging obstacles for you to overcome. Like weight management, riding your janky bike up a mountain, and there's also BTs, which are these ghost-like beings that are out there to get you. It does add a layer of tension to your journey across the map, but if you do get caught by one of them, it leads to a spontaneous mini-boss fight that covers a good chunk of the area. Dying to one of these will lead to a void out, which leaves an indelible mark on the map in the form of a crater. So dying actually has consequences in terms of gameplay, as you can find it hard to traverse that area of the map, but it has no influence on the story itself. BTs aren't the only thing that halt your progress, as there's also these aggressive humans called mules, who are out to hold cargo and can or will attack you to take your cargo. These feel a lot like camps in Assassin's Creed or enemy bases in Metal Gear Solid 5. Most of the encounters feel repetitive and hamper the progress, as there's no real incentive for you to actually fight them or defeat a BT. Because the reward you get at the end of it is just collecting your own cargo back up again. The only character progression you acquire is through main story missions, which have a dated design, picking up cargo from point A and delivering it to a point B with an exposition dump every time you complete a mission. Which is shocking considering the strides other open world games have made in this generation, like how Zelda blurred the lines between main and side quests. It also made climbing a skillful mechanic where you'd need to carefully consider your stamina and plan your route. Death Stranding has you carry accessories to make your traversal easier, but more often than not, there's hardly any skill demanded of the player. You just hold L2 and R2 and walk till you reach your destination. Outside of combat and traversal, the world is quite stunning, but feels empty and dull with just mountains and rivers and no environmental storytelling like we've seen in many other post-apocalyptic games like Fallout or even Last of Us, which shows you tragic events that took place in an area before you arrived there. Before you hit dislike, it does make an effort with social strand system where players can build roads and even zip lines that makes most of the game rather easier. This adds to the world building and makes it feel ever so alive, as you're not the only porter out there. It feels like a tiny iteration on the asynchronous multiplayer aspect rather than an entirely new subgenre. It's okay to build a game out of an existing formula, but it's more compelling when you do something new with the ideas of a particular game. I'm not entirely sure if Death Stranding establishes a new genre, but it's a bit premature when we're yet to see influences or even clones. My point is that games like Hitman or Far Cry have roots of an immersive sim, but do entirely different things with its general ethos. That brings us back to Death Stranding, which claims to be a new genre, but I personally think the social strand system isn't particularly a strong influence to other developers. I might be wrong. But I do know that making a game with innovative, iterative design is more influential than setting out to make a genre with one particular game. Thanks for watching, subscribe to support my channel and like the video if you did. Cheers.